My name is T. Vijayalakshmi, PGT English, working in TSRRS, Narsinghi. Today, I will discuss the 9th class lesson, The Snake and the Mirror. Do you like to look at yourself in the mirror? What do you think about at such times? I like looking at myself into the mirror. I often think about the ways to make myself look more smart and more presentable than others. Here in this picture, what would the bird think when it is looking into the mirror? I think bird could play with its own reflection, and sometimes it is its enemy and go on hitting the mirror. Hitting the mirror here. Okay. Next, here in this picture, what would the cat think when it is looking into the mirror? Here in this picture, the cat is thinking its own reflection and it is thinking that another cat. Here in this picture, the monkey, what would this monkey think when it is looking into the mirror? Here, the monkey is recognizing himself and it is pointing its own ears, eyes and mouth, and it is touching the mark on the face. Here, now, introduction of the lesson, The Snake and the Mirror. The Snake and the Mirror by Vaikom Muhammad Bashir, translated from the Malayalam by V. Abdullah. Introduction to the lesson. The story is a narrative within the narrative. The writer tells us the story which was told to him by a homeopathic doctor. As we see from the title, the snake and the mirror are the two most important things in the story. This homeopathic doctor encountered, that is faced, a snake. The snake fell on the doctor when the snake saw its reflection in the mirror. It was more interested in that the doctor's life was saved. The lesson, discussion, the lesson. Has a snake ever coiled itself round any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra? All of us fell silent and the question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we discussing snakes. We listened attentively as the doctor continued with his tale. It was a hot summer night, about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. Here, in this passage, the homeopathic doctor is narrating the story. He asked the writer and the group if anyone had ever been wrapped up by a cobra snake. The audience became silent due to the fear of the cobra snake. Then the doctor narrated his story. It was a hot summer night, almost 10 o'clock. It was returned home after having his dinner at restaurant. As the doctor was opening the door of his room, he heard a noise from above, but he did not react because he was used to such noises. And the sound was familiar. One could say the rats and I shared the room. I took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. Okay, here he was used to listen to this kind of noise. It was noise of rats. There were many rats in his room, so he was used to the noise. He took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. The house was not electrified. It was a small rented room. In this passage, there was no light in the doctor's room, so he lighted the kerosene lamp with a matchbox. He had taken a small room on rent. I had just, I had just set up medical practice and my earnings were meager. I had about 60 rupees, my suitcase along with some shirts and dhotis. I also possessed one solitary black coat which was then wearing. Here the meaning meager, small in quantity. Meaning of possessed, had. Solitary meaning single. In this passage, as he had just started his medical practice, he was earning very less. That is why he was living in such a shabby, dirty condition. He told the writer that he had just 60 rupees in his bag. Further, he added that he had some shirts and dhotis to wear. He also had a black colored coat which he was wearing at the time of the incident. I took off my black coat, white shirt and not so white vest and hung them up. In this passage, he removed his coat, his shirt and his vest. He says that the vest was not so white, which means that it was dirty. Opened the two windows in the room. It was an outer room with one wall facing the open yard. It had a tiled roof with long supporting gables that rested on the beam over the wall. There was no ceiling. There was a regular traffic of rats to and from the beam. Here, the meaning of yard is, it is an open area like a garden or veranda. Gable means upper part of the wall below a sloping roof. Then he opened the windows. The room which he had taken on rent was on outside of the house, and one wall of the room faced the garden. The roof had tiles on it and the gable was supported by the beams. Inside the room there was no roof. The beam on which the gable was supported was full of rats, which went in and out of the room through it. I made my bed and pulled it close to the wall. I lay down, but I could not sleep. I got up and went out to veranda for a little air, but the wind god seemed to have taken time off. Here, taken time off means to take a day off, take a holiday. Here in this passage, he set his bed near the wall and he laid down to sleep, but he could not sleep. It seemed that the wind god had taken time off, means that as the wind was not blowing, the wind god had taken a day off. He was a holiday and so wind was not blowing at all. He had gone out to get some fresh air because he did not have any fan or cooler in his room as he was feeling hot. I went back into the room and sat down on the chair. I opened the box beneath the table and took out a book, the Materia Medica. I opened it at the table on which stood the lamp and the large mirror. A small comb lay beside the mirror. In this passage, he came back to his room and sat on a chair. As he opened the box under the table and took out a book named Materia Medica, he kept it on the same table on which a lamp, a mirror and a small comb was lying. He opened it and sat down. One feels tempted to look into the mirror when it is near one. I took a look. In those days, I was a great admirer of beauty and I believed in making myself look handsome. As he was sitting in front of mirror, he looked at his image in the mirror. He says that he was a great admirer of beauty. As he was a young man, he liked to appreciate beautiful things and wanted to improve his looks and to look more handsome. I was unmarried and I was a doctor. I felt I had to make my presence felt. Here in these lines, as he was unmarried and he was a doctor too, he was an eligible bachelor, so he wanted to make people know that he was also available. I up the comb and ran it through my hair and adjusted the parting so that it looked straight and neat. He combed his hair, trying to set them properly. When he was combing his hair, he again heard the same sound from above but ignored it. I took a close look at my face in the mirror. I made an important decision. I would shave daily and grow a thin mustache to look more handsome. Here, he looked carefully into the mirror and decided that he would shave daily and grow a thin mustache because he thought that he would look better and more handsome with it. I was, after all, a bachelor and a doctor. Here, bachelor, a man who is not and has never been married. In this passage, the doctor repeats that he was not married and was a doctor too. So, he wanted to say that he was supposed to look very handsome. He was supposed to be good looking so that he could get a better match for himself. I looked into the mirror and smiled. It was an attractive smile. I made another earth-shaking decision. I would always keep that attractive smile on my face to look more handsome. Here, earth-shaking decision means something very important. Something very important. Earth-shaking decision means something very important. He appreciated himself and said that he had an attractive smile. Another thing that he decided was that he would always keep smiling because he looked better when he smiled. The doctor was being ironic when he said that to keep smiling was an earth-shaking decision. I was after all a bachelor and a doctor too on top of it. Again came that noise from above. On top of it, to add on to something. Again he is stressing. Here. Again he is stressing that he was a bachelor and to add to it he was also a doctor. He thought that he had a lot of value and that is why he wanted to look handsome. Next. I got up, paced up and down the room. Then another lovely thought struck me. I would marry. I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If I made some silly mistake and needed to run away, she should not be able to run after me and catch me. Here, paced means walked, valid means logical, justified. Okay, paced means walked. Valid meaning logical, justifiable. Justifiable. Here, in this passage, he got up from his chair and started walking up and down in the room and then he decided on one more thing. He decided to marry a woman doctor, one who had lots of money and a good medical practice. Further, the doctor thought that he would marry a fat girl. For that, he had a logical reason also. He reasoned that if sometime he makes a mistake and his wife chases him in anger to hit him, she will not be able to run fast and catch him if she would be fat. With such thoughts in my mind, I resumed my seat in the chair in front of the table. There was no more sounds from above. Suddenly there came a dull thud, as if a rubber tube had fallen to ground. Surely nothing to worry about. Here, thinking all these things, the doctor again sat down on the chair. Now the sound had stopped, but all of a sudden something fell down, making the sound of the third. It felt like some rubber tube had fallen, and the doctor did not bother about it. Even so, I thought I would turn around and take a look. But then he thought of turning around to see what had fallen. No sooner had I turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. The snake's landing on me and my turnings were simultaneous. Here, the meaning wriggled, crawled. Wriggled means crawled. Simultaneous happened at the same time. Simultaneous happened at the same time. Here in this passage, as soon as doctor turned, he saw that a big fat snake had crawled over the chair and sat on his shoulders. The timings of the doctor's turning around and the snake's landing on his shoulder was same. I didn't jump. I didn't tremble. I didn't cry out. There was no time to do any such thing. Here, he did not panic, jump, or tremble. He did not shiver. He did not scream. It happened so fast, so instantly, that he did not have any time to react. The snake slithered. The snake slithered along my shoulder and coiled around my left arm above the elbow. Here, the meaning the slithered meaning is twisting and crawling motion of the snake. Slithered means twisting and crawling motion of the snake. The snake moved in such a way that it wrapped itself on the doctor's left arm like a coil. The hood was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches from my face. Here, hood means the meaning of the hood is the head of the snake. The meaning of the hood is head of the snake. It was in such a position, just 3 to 4 inches away from his face, that if we would have moved slightly, the snake could have bitten him. The doctor says that he was not only holding his breath, but had turned into a stone, just like a statue. Although physically he was still like a statue, but his mind was very actively. He was thinking what he should do next. The door opened into darkness. The door opened into darkness. In the light of the lamp, I sat there like a stone image in the flesh. There was darkness all around him. Outside the room, inside the room, it was all very dark. There was only single light. The light of lamp, and in that light, he was sitting like a statue. I felt then the great presence of Creator of this world and this universe. God was there. As he was in trouble, he started feeling the presence of God. He was not able to do anything, so he started thinking of God. Suppose I said something and he did not like it, I tried in my imagination to write in bright letters outside my little heart the words, "Oh God." Here, he decided not to speak, lest he should anger the snake. In his heart, the doctor was praying to God to save his life. There was some pain in my left arm. It was as if a thick leaden rod, no, a rod made of molten fire, was slowly but powerfully crushing my arm. The arm was beginning to be drained of all strength. What could I do? Here, as the snake has coiled itself. It had wrapped itself around his arm and it was experiencing a lot of pain. He was feeling as if a thick molten rod made of lead was crushing his arm and breaking it. He felt helpless. He could not do anything to save himself. At my slightest movement, the snake would strike me. Death lurked 4 inches away. Here, strike means attack. Strike means attack. Strike means attack. Lurked. Lurked means hit. Hit. He knew that if he moved a bit, the snake would attack him. Death was very near. It was sitting at the distance of 4 inches. Suppose it struck, what was the medicine I had to take? There was no medicines in the room. I was but a poor, foolish and stupid doctor. I forgot my danger and smiled feebly at myself. Here, the meaning of feebly means weakly. The meaning of feebly means weakly. He thought that if the snake bit him, then what would he do? Which medicine he would take, and then he recalled that there was no medicine in his room. He felt that he was a poor, foolish and stupid doctor. He was feeling very weak, and as he did not have any way to come out of this situation, he smiled at his foolishness. It seemed as if God appreciated that. The snake turned his head, it looked into the mirror and saw its reflection. Here, the doctor felt that God appreciated the doctor's realization of his mistake. Something favorable happened and the doctor's life was saved. The snake moved its head to its other side and saw the mirror. It looked at the mirror and it saw its own reflection in it. I do not claim that it was the first snake that had ever looked into the mirror, but it was certain that the snake was looking into the mirror. Here, it is not possible that any snake had never looked at itself into the mirror before, but yes, this snake was looking at itself in the mirror, and the doctor was surprised because the snake was looking at itself in the mirror very carefully. Was it admiring its own beauty? He was thinking here that maybe it was admiring its beauty. Was it trying to make an important decision about growing a mustache or using eyeshadow and mascara or wearing a vermilion spot on its forehead? Vermilion spot meaning red bindi. The women will wear no red bindi, they will keep on the forehead. That is called vermilion spot. The doctor imagines that the snake must be imagining different styles like he was thinking few minutes back. When he was looking at his face in the mirror, he thought that maybe the snake was thinking of growing a mustache or maybe of wearing eyeshadow and mascara to look more pretty, and maybe it was thinking of wearing a red colored bindi on his forehead. I did not know anything for certain. What sex was this snake Was it male or female? I will never know, for the snake unwound itself from my arm and slowly slithered into my lap. From there, it crept onto the table and moved towards the mirror. Perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection at closer quarters. Here, closer quarters means to get a closer look. Closer quarters means to get a closer look. Here, the doctor did not know whether it was a male or a female snake. And he says that he will never come to know this because just then it crawled from his arm and moved down into his lap. From there, it jumped and started crawling over the table. It crawled very close to the mirror and started looking at itself. The doctor thought that Maybe snake wanted to look at itself and have a closer look at its appearance. Next, I was no mere image cut in granite. I was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. Here, granite means form of a marble. It's a stone. Granite means form of a marble. It's a stone. The doctor was no longer a mere statue made of stone. As soon as the snake crawled and got down from him, he came back to life. Still holding my breath, I got up from the chair. I quietly went out through the door on into the veranda. From there, I leaped into the yard and ran off for all I was worth. Here, all I was worth means all the strength that I had. All I was worth means all the strength that I had. As the snake had crawled out of the doctor's lap, he stood up. Till now, he had stopped his breath because he was scared of the snake. Now, he quietly moved out of the door, jumped from the garden, and ran away. Phew! Phew! Each of us heaved a sigh of relief. Somebody asked, Doctor, is your wife very fat? Here, all the people who were listening to the doctor's story got relief and took a deep breath. After they came to know that he was saved, and someone from the group asked him whether his wife was fat. No, the doctor said, God willed otherwise. My life companion is a thin, reedy person with the gift of a sprinter. Here, reedy person means a thing or person resembling a tall, thin, leaved plant of grass family. Reedy person means a thin or person resembling a tall, thin, leaved plant of the grass family. He replied that his wife was thin and tall. He replied that his wife was thin and tall, just like a reed plant, because God didn't want his wife to be fat. So she was thin and could run very fast. Someone else asked, Doctor, when you ran, did the snake follow you? Another person from the group asked him whether the snake chased him. The doctor replied, I ran and ran till I reached a friend's house. Immediately I smeared oil all over myself and took a bath. I changed into fresh clothes. Here smeared meaning of smeared, covered with. He covered with oil. He applied oil. Smeared means applied. Smeared means applied. He applied oil on his body. He replied that he ran and ran till he reached a friend's house. There he took an oil massage, took bath and wore fresh clothes. He did not know if the snake had chased him or not because he did not look behind him. The next morning at about 8:30, I took my friend and one or two others to my room to move my things from there. But we found we had little to carry. Here, little to carry means his belongings were stolen and there was nothing much left to carry away. Little to carry means here his belongings were stolen and there was nothing much left to carry away. The next day, around 8:30 in the morning, the doctor along with his two friends went to the room to bring his belongings from there. There was not much stuff to take. Some thief had removed most of my things. The room had been cleaned out, but not really. The thief had left behind one thing as a final insult. What was that? I asked. The doctor said, my vest, the dirty one. The fellow had such a sense of cleanliness The rascal could have taken it and used it after washing it with soap and water. Rascal means here a mischievous, a cheeky person, especially a child, or a man, a naughty person. Rascal means a mischievous or cheeky person, especially a child or a man, a naughty person. Someone had stolen most of his things from his room but left behind one thing. He thought that the thing which he left behind was to insult him. The writer asked the doctor what was the thing which the thief left behind. He replied that he left the vest, which was dirty and was hanging on the wall. He added that the thief was so much into cleanliness and that he left the dirty vest there only. He says that the naughty thief could have taken it along with him, washed it with soap, and could have used it. Did you see the snake the next day, doctor? Someone asked the doctor if he saw the snake the next day. The doctor laughed. The doctor laughed. I have never seen it since. It was a snake which was taken with its own beauty. Taken with means here attracted by. Taken with means attracted by. He laughed and replied that after that night he never saw the snake. Maybe the snake was attracted towards its own beauty. That is why it looked so carefully into the mirror. Okay, this is the lesson snake and the mirror. Message.